Now, I want to move over to Los Angeles, where we have seen, of course, the horrific fires, which we spoke about earlier in the show, spreading around the city. So many people are losing everything. And I want to talk now to my friend and advice goddess, Amy Alkon. Amy, thank you so much for joining me in this very difficult time here. Tell us, it's around 11:30, I think, at night in Los Angeles. What is the mood happening right now? Where are things up to? Are the firefighters starting to get a bite on some of these fires?
I don't know because I'm working very tirelessly on a book that's due. But I have been watching a bit of the news, and they seem to be getting some hold in the Palisades, but 75% of the Pacific Palisades burned down. This beautiful upscale neighborhood. I have friends there who lost their house. It's just, you lose everything. You lose one thing I talked about was the worthless items that are actually really vital to our lives, these things that aren't valuable to anyone else, but that make up the history of our life, like my grandma's painting or books with annotations. And those things, you don't think about it, but when they're gone, your history is gone. And a substantial part of the stuff that's important to you is gone, even though it's just stuff. And of course, lives are the most important.
Of course they are, but I mean, we just see this incredible level of destruction here. And what is your reaction to the way some of the political leaders in California have been responding to this? We showed video earlier of Gavin Newsom being confronted by an angry person, an angry Los Angeles resident. Have they been just missing in action in all of this? And how much of the politics of California have contributed, do you think, to where we are today?
Very much so. I love that woman tracking him down. So the problem here is that we have what I call robo-voting Democrats. There she is. I love her. I want to give her an award. People they vote for the D. If you're progressive, they'll vote you in. They don't think about whether you would actually be good for the city. And we had a guy who was a Republican previously, Rick Caruso, who developed shopping malls successfully at a time when they're dying all over the country. He's a real estate developer. He ran the Department of Water and Power. And he has talked even before this about how LA needs fire mitigation. They have in Ventura, my friend, they have goats. They hired goats, rented goats to clear their hillside regularly. And you need stuff like that. And the politicians here, our mayor, redirected apparently. So there's some note that this was not true, but she has not prioritized it. There was a note that she had redirected a substantial amount of money away from the firefighters. I just remember that I saw someone saying, no, that's not right. So I don't know what the truth is. Sorry about that. But she is somebody who has never run a business, and really she was in Ghana.
Yeah.
Some inauguration. I love how people get a job and they don't do it. They go off and try to get a new job, a higher job. Whereas, Rick Caruso, he's the guy, he's made his money. He's probably a billionaire a few times over. He's the guy who would want to do all he could in office to make LA better and safer and to stop the Byzantine building codes that stop everyone from building. And now, there's going to be a big problem rebuilding houses because the things that were allowed before, they won't allow now. Those hillsides there that were lost, they are not going to have, not be allowed to build on some of those hillsides because the codes are different now.
And of course, also, the insurance companies have all been chased out of Los Angeles and California by the government there, which my understanding is basically forbid them from raising premiums. So is there a real danger that people are going to wind up, losing everything, not just physically, but actually not being able to be made right and made whole for even just being able to get a roof over their head?
Yeah, so people lost their insurance, some of them very recently. So their houses that burned down, they will not get recompense from the insurance companies. It's so terrible. And people should have been given the choice, if they wanted to pay more for insurance, to pay more. And instead, the government, never considering the unintended consequences of their actions, because people losing their homes and getting no compensation, that they would stop insurance companies from charging more. And really, people always talk about corporate greed and everything, but look what happened. Insurance companies, you go broke if you had to pay for all these houses. And people get different insurance, but this is a huge, devastating thing. And in terms of like the whole landscape here, the Palisades, the shopping areas, all gone. And Rick Caruso, who ran against our Mayor Bass, his shopping center is standing because he put in a tin roof or metal roof, and he also used fire retardant, and everything else in the Palisades, it's all gone. The high school's gone. So people's whole lives, everything's just ashes and a chimney.
Absolutely horrible stuff, Amy. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Thank you for staying up to have a chat, and good luck with the book.